Hey guys, it's late at night. I'm about ready to call it quits for the night. And finally got, this was the electric lawnmower that I had made. Since I couldn't ever find any batteries or keep the ones I'd had charged decently, and they kept running down because they were old, I took an old Briggs & Stratton motor from another old little cheap, it was one of those $400 lawnmowers you buy that lasts you like a season or two, and it quits out on you. Well, it had a decent motor on it. It's just the frame was garbage. I mean, absolute garbage. So I took the motor off of it and put it on this frame, and it's pull start. This is an old fan belt pulley from, I think it's like a 70s or no, maybe a 60s model Chevrolet pickup. And this is the old battery compartment, so this is where I store like the pull cord and tools and stuff, since it does not have an electrical system at all. The only wires it's got on it is the ones going from the magneto to the ignition coil, or the magneto to the spark plug, sorry. And then this wire here that runs the kill switch, which right now I haven't wired it up because I haven't really had a use for it yet. It's just been causing issues. What I did is I cut me a notch out right here. I took me an old piece of nylon rope and a nut and tied a knot at the end of it so it slips in right like that. You pull it tight, wrap your cord around the pulley, and then when you're ready to start it, choke it, do whatever you got to, and you just take this cord and pull it. Once it's up to speed, you take this cord and just put it away and the motor runs. I didn't have one of the ratcheting ones. This got like the little nylon teeth in it. I don't like them anyway. They don't hold up. This is the original gas tank to the mower. This is not the original engine. But it holds up alright. It's decent. I've got to get a exhaust pipe for it because I don't want to warp the valves in it. That's where the original exhaust went. And since the motor I've got for it now, the one I originally had, the motor come to about here. It was like a 16 horse and this is 11. So the head of the motor was like 3 or 4 inches longer, and it had the exhaust pipe coming out of the bottom of the head. And over here, this one's got it coming out the side right there below the carburetor. And it's just something I threw together. It absolutely has nothing on it except the only wires that's on it is what I said earlier, going from the magneto to the spark plug and the kill switch wire that goes to the magneto, which basically just shorts it out so that way the magneto will quit producing power and it won't create an ignition source for the gas to combust. Now I got this old trailer. It used to have bigger wheels. It was those right there, but this one's alright. It'll hold up, but this one, it looked like it had a highway style blowout. The whole bottom of the tire just looked like it exploded. And those have inner tubes. These are tubeless. This come off of the front end of that cheap mower I got the motor from, the engine from. So I had to clean up the ends of the shafts to get the wheels to slip on there because it was a super tight fit. I got it on there, and I greased it with a multi-purpose grease. I think it was one of those expensive tubes of grease that'll hold up. There's my dog. He looks like a demon in the camera. I took a nail, pushed it through that pushpin hole, and I just braided it over with a hammer to keep it from coming loose. I did the same exact thing on this side, so I can stand on it, which I'm not putting full pressure on it right now, but I do that and it holds. So hopefully it'll do what I need it to. And the spring that was right here that tensions this was old and wore out. I mean, if I was to pull a hair out of my head, wrap it around there and pull it, it would come loose. So I took a heavy spring that's like, I think it's 1/4 inch wire they used to make it, so it's heavy. So that way if I bounce around, it's not going to pull this loose and just knock everything out of place, and then the whole bed just going to dump everything out. It used to have a metal door for it, and this thing's been here probably before I was born, so Only God knows, and I mean this literally, only God knows where it's been, or where it's at. My papa don't even know where half of his tools are, let alone the tailgate for this. So what I gotta do, I've got to make some custom hooks that go into these slots for the original door, or the original original door gate, tailgate, whatever you want to call it. And I've got to make some custom custom pieces that slot down into it. I'm just gonna have to make it out of like 2x4s or something, which that'll hold. It'll probably be just as strong, or actually, since this is like not even 1/4 inch, I don't think. Yeah, it's 1/4 inch. It'll hold up better than this probably. It'll flex more. It'll allow more flexing with the weight pushing against it when you're hauling stuff up a hill, like that right there. That's like a 6-7 foot slope up the hill. And I pulled the electric motor off because I couldn't ever keep batteries charged. Nothing ever wanted to hold up. Plus, this thing consumed power like a hog. I mean, it absolutely just chewed through electricity. It's 40 amps, and I think it's like 10 horse. No, it might not even be that. It might be 5 horse. Anywho, I figured I would replace it with an actual lawnmower engine, so that way I could do more. Because with an electric lawnmower engine, this is 11 horse, and all I gotta do is give it some gasoline in it, and oil, and it'll run. It's just right now I don't have a filter for it, so it's just all sorts of gunky and nasty. That's actually cleaner than it looks, or that's actually dirtier than it looks. It's cleaner than that. And there it's pretty much spotless compared to there. Because that right there is where the air inlet is. That's where all the grass flows into. Then it goes through the filter, cleans all the grass out, and keeps that part clean. I would start it, but it's like 9 o'clock right now. Everybody's in bed. By the time you see this video, it'll be October the 11th. If it isn't already, I don't know. Yeah, it's October the 10th. It'll be October the 11th. And I know I'm crazy. I'm out here in shorts and a tank top. But, it was warm earlier. It was warm earlier. Then right here is just where all the stuff, all tools and stuff go. This used to be the battery box. This is where the battery would sit, and there's the transaxle. I'm just tired of people with their big trucks driving through it in the middle of the night. It's just so annoying. Big trucks are cool, but when you have a community full of people trying to sleep at midnight, it's not so fun. And it's not nice either. But anywho, the reason they call it a transaxle is because it's basically a transmission and an axle all in one. Because you've got your neutral, your reverse, and your forward. And it's all connected in here. So this is a transaxle. I'm just using a battery box right here for like a toolbox and stuff. So once I'm like got this engine up and running, or I've put it up for the day, I can take this cord off, this pull cord, and just set it down in there, keep it out of my way, and keep a hold on it so I know where it's at when I need it. Big old comfortable leather seat. Well, it's probably vinyl, like artificial leather. Yeah, polyurethane foam. But I wanted to make a tractor out of it again, garden tractor. Right here I'm going to put me like something similar to a bucket, more of a plow on the front of it, so that way I can level out the driveway when it needs it. But she's a good one. I don't need no electrical system to start it. I don't need no electric start or key switch. I just use this as a kill switch. Kill switch, throttle, start, which is this pulley right here. I've got it bolted onto the flywheel. And I know all them people out there that mess with this stuff, I know you're cringing because it's not getting airflow. It looks like it's not, but it actually is. There's like 3/4 of an inch of clearance all the way around this pulley. So air goes in here, blows through this casing. You have to have this casing, because this is what guides the airflow from up here down across the fins of the motor and cools it. So don't ever think you can just run one of these things without that, because that right there is asking to burn the motor up, seize it quick. Well, then again, this thing is on its deathbed anyway, probably. It's got leaky it's got leaky O-rings. The big clips that go around the piston, those are leaky. So if this thing sits in odd position for a little while, oil comes through the carburetor and out the breather into here. And that right there is just gasoline that's leaked. But it's a good one. Well, this is John the Electro Man. See y'all later.